Hello, welcome to Moat Grange Farm.
So this week we've managed to get some field work done.
Finally, spring came out a little bit to play, 1 or 2 days, so Rog quickly got the fertilizer spinner on.
Yes, we managed to get a bit of fertiliser out, a bit of nitrogen onto the grassland to give it a bit of a spring kick, get it into action, and we also managed to get our contractors up to pump some slurry across the road onto some silage fields. Sorry about the bit of a lack of footage, but Angarad's been away on Hendu and Judge and I Eisteddfod, so
I missed some crucial days of filming.
yeah.
But you've done quite a good job.
It was left to me to try and drive a drone and drive a tractor, so have a look at some slightly dodgy footage. So this is our fertiliser. The fertiliser is the feed that the ground needs to get the grass to grow. So like you and me, we eat our food. Fertiliser, that's what we put on the fields, and that'll grow the grass. As we're taking, milk off the farm, cattle off the farm, we're taking stuff out of the ground to grow these animals and produce the milk, so we've got to feed nutrients back into the ground to keep the grass growing. This is the fertiliser we use. So this is, it'll have a lot of nitrogen in it, which part of what the grass, without going into too much detail, this is part of what the ground needs to keep the grass growing. So we are going to get the fertilizer spinner onto the tractor, and then end of the week we're hoping to get, maybe try and cover as much of the farm as we can with this. So we put on roughly 50 kilograms to an acre. So we may have about 300 acres to cover. So we've got a busy day of work ahead, or two. This is our fertilizer spinner. I'll tell you more about it in a minute. But first of all, I got a little story for you. So back last year, I was 42. So I don't know, is this a bit of a midlife crisis? But I didn't want to get a tattoo, I'm not into tattoos. I didn't want to get a piercing because I don't really like needles. So I decided, what can I get for my midlife crisis? So I bought myself something big, loud, a little bit rash. So here is my beast. 25 years old, just gone round the clock. So in a tractor, they don't count miles, they count hours worked. So this tractor would have done the equivalent of a car doing about 100,000 miles. So it's just done 10,000 hours. It's 25 years old. I've always wanted, since I was 18, when I drove one of these on silage, I've always wanted one of these. So I had a little midlife crisis and bought one. So here's my JCB Fast Track. If you ever want a tractor that is ideal for pretty much going downhill on the road, you want to get yourself one of these. If you want to get one that's good at going across fields or up hills, you stay away from one of these. But I still love it. It's made my dreams come true. Last year when I bought the tractor, I also bought this fertilizer spinner new. It's an Amazon 3200. It holds 3 ton of fertilizer, so 5 of those bags will go into the spinner. It's pretty much the big hopper that holds the fertilizer. There's 2 spinning discs, if you can see just down here. So these will spin at a very high speed when we're spreading, and they throw the fertilizer then out to 24 meters as we're going down the field. To be a bit more technical, each disc, there are 4 dropping points. So each disc will do 12 meters. So break that down into 3 meters, and depending on which part of the disc the fertilizer will drop, depends how far the fertilizer gets thrown. I'll show you in the cab in a minute on the screen of how it works. this is the inside of a fertilizer spinner. There's 2 grids in the bottom there, so if any stray objects go down into there, they won't block the bottom of the spinner, stop the fertilizer coming out. So there we are, there's the inside of our spinner. Nothing very exciting to see there. And now I'll just show you inside the tractor and the screen that we use to control the spinner, and so I can see what is being spread and what I'm doing. So on here at the moment is, if you see my little tractor, that is the tractor, and then you see the 8 bars across behind. That is literally each 3-meter section that the fertilizer spinner will spread. So the way that works now is when I go into my field, I map the headland of my field and I will spread up and down. And if I come to a triangle, then each one of these sections will shut down to spread less fertilizer, as I'm not overspreading then on the field. Also on here now, the piece in the corner, -1 or 0, that is the weight that is currently in the spinner. So because the spinner's empty at the moment, there is 0 kilograms. So when we're going, then this will tell me the speed I'm traveling and the area I'm covering and how much fertilizer I've left in the spinner.
A new home for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time.
So yeah, we've managed to cover about 280 acres in fertilizer. I did cheat, I did have a friend come and help a little bit to do the fields. We got a lot of fields about 5 miles away, which take a lot of time travelling back and forth to. So we've managed to cover those and cover all the grazing ground at home here. So we've had a good day on that. So hopefully all our grass will be growing now, and if we can have a little bit of nice weather, we could get the cows out to graze it. So on another dry day we got our contractors up to pump slurry. So we use a long umbilical pipe which runs from the slurry pit all the way out to the tractor in the field where he's spreading it. So that constantly, it just means we haven't got to take slurry tankers onto the field, which weigh a lot. So that pipe is constantly full of slurry. There was a pump by the slurry pit pumping it across the road to the first field, and there was a booster pump. There was a boy in a tractor there and a booster pump because we were covering about 1,500 metres where he was pumping to. So we managed to pump onto 3 fields across the road that will be first cut silage. They had cattle on in the autumn and they've had tack sheep over the winter, so there's not a lot of grass there now this time of year. So we've managed to get slurry onto them, about 4,000 gallons to the acre, which will give them the nutrients they need to have a nice jump start now. A little bit of warm weather and a bit of rain, even though we're fed up with the rain, to wash it down off the leaves of the grass onto the ground, and those fields should be growing nicely. So those fields will be first cut silage. We'll cut them between the middle and the end of May, and they'll be for the cows' winter feed then. And there we go, nice to get a bit of land work done for a change.
Yep, you did a good little bit of filming, Rog.
Yeah, sorry it wasn't great footage. It was just me in a tractor trying to fly a drone and spread fertilizer.
So yeah, the weather is rainy again today, and I think, you looked at the weather?
Yeah, the
morning,
weather looks rubbish for another 10 days now, so next week back to videos of cows standing in the shed looking miserable again.
And the day today, what's the day today?
The date?
12th of March.
Yeah.
And another 10 days of rain,
Yeah,
which means this...
Normally this time of year the cows are about going out. It's normally middle of March, so from the 2-week forecast I've looked at, that's not looking promising, even though there is a nice bit of grass out there. So,
and they're very keen to go out.
And they are absolutely...
They're by the gate. They know it's spring.
Days like today, they're happy back in the shed They don't make too much fuss, but as soon as the sun comes out, they think the same as us. They think it's springtime. Let's get out of here.
So yeah, thank you for watching this week's video.
Yeah, if you would give us a like, or like to subscribe to our channel.
We bring out a new video every Tuesday at 5 PM. So from Roger's midlife crisis,
Yeah, boy.
the fast track. Thank you for watching.
Brum brum.
Bye.
Ta-da.